Hi everyone, my name is Shandel and welcome to my channel. I am a mom to two sets of twins. The first set is 6, the second set is 2 months. Little babies and big babies. So in this video I want to talk about why me and my boyfriend made the choice to go to fertility clinic. It was not easy. In the beginning we weren't necessarily trying, but it's like we weren't not trying. Pretty much after the first month. In the first month I'm like, My first set of twins, it happened just like that, like very unexpectedly, like it was like no real effort had to go into that. So I thought this time around it would have been just as easy as the first time, but it was everything but that. A few months went by and it's like, okay, you know, maybe the timing was off, you know, maybe like we're not doing it like an ovulation day, maybe we're missing the days. So I started to really pay attention, and then we started to like, okay, let's maybe like make sure that we're like doing the due on ovulation like day, or like that window, you know, like 5 days before ovulation day and closer to the day, or every other. We tried different things, every other day, doing it on the day, and it became stressful because it's like, it's supposed to be fun. Baby making supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to feel like a job. Like it's not supposed to feel like clockwork, like you're looking at the calendar, oh, this is the day. Okay, 1 second. So yeah, I might have to take some breaks here and there because, you know, having babies, they're both waking up at the same time. I wasn't even planning to record this video. Like I just felt like to record it now. Something just told me, yo, just record this video. So yeah, I started to feel like it was still fun, but I didn't think that it was gonna be like we have to be checking dates and calendars, that we could just, you know. But as months went on, it's like something's wrong. Like I started feeling like something's wrong with me. I felt like my body was betraying me. I thought that maybe my first set, I had a C-section with them. Everything went smooth, but we had a planned C-section because my daughter, she was breech. So I'm like, I remember after having them, like I was like done. I remember telling my OB, I'm like, I don't want no more kids, tie my tubes. She said I was too young because I was 24 at the time. But I'm like, no, like I have a boy and a girl, I'm done. But then she refused because she said I was too young. I'm like, did she tie my tubes during the C-section and she didn't tell me? I started to think, oh, maybe she actually did tie my tubes. I started to think like, what happened to me? Why can I not get pregnant a second time? Like, I got pregnant the first time, it happened very easy, unexpectedly, and now it's like I'm like, I want to be pregnant, like I'm ready, like yeah, come on, and it's not happening. So it was a hard journey. We didn't just decide to go to fertility clinic like that. It was over a year of constant, every month when my period comes, being sad, being disappointed, I think I was going into depression every time my period comes, because I was always thinking, okay, like even though I'll take tests from early, like from 7 days past ovulation, I'll start testing and negative. Then I'm like, oh, maybe it's too early. Keep testing negative. Wait 2 more days, test negative. Like negative. Everything was always negative, to the point that like I would buy the cheap test from Amazon that you could get like a box of like 100 or 60, something like that. You could get like a big box of pregnancy tests, a big box of ovulation, or a mixture of both. I bought all sorts of. I have so many pregnancy tests, so many ovulation tests, and I could not understand what was wrong. Like I would take the ovulation test every time I was in that window to ovulate, and I'll get the surge. It'll show that the babies are grunting in the back. So it will show that I'm ovulating and we're doing the due like around ovulation time. So why am I not getting pregnant? You know? And then I'll take the pregnancy test, nothing. It was just a very like roller coaster. I was working out, and then I read that like doing like intense workouts can make you infertile, something like that I read. So then I stopped working out, which is not good because it's like you should be active. So I would just read up and see what I could do. I'm not a drinker or a smoker. Socially I would have a drink here or there, whatever. I stopped doing that. Like I was doing everything I possibly can. So I'm holding one of the babies. I'll show you the babies after the video. I just want to get through the video. So it's one thing if you don't want no more kids and you make that decision and that's that. But when you're trying to have kids and it's not happening and you feel like, oh, like am I ever gonna be able to have any more kids? I just say more because I already had a set of twins. But I know there's some couples out there, some women, some men who have no kids at all and is going through this, and it hurts. I'm gonna be completely honest, it still hurts when you have kids and you want to expand the family and it's not expanding. Oh, okay. I know, baby. We're gonna show you after, okay? you're so cute. I want to show you proper. I know you want it. Like, show me. It's definitely a roller coaster of emotions when you like, as a woman, I feel like, oh, my body betrayed me. What do I do now? So I had to talk with my boyfriend. I'm like, hey, if I'm not able to have like any more kids, like what are we gonna do, like, you know, kind of thing. If I'm not able to have any more kids and he's gonna leave me if I'm not able to, you know, give him kids, then go right now, like, so it's like, okay, you can just go, let me not hold you back, kind of thing. Like, all right, because my first set of twins do have a different dad, so it's like I have a boy and girl. He has no kids at all. And if he wanted biological kids, like, I'm gonna be honest, yes, he loves my kids, treats them as his own, but if he wanted biological kids, I did not want to stop him from, you know, from getting that. And he ensured that, like, you know, it's cool, because like we're both doing this together. He wanted kids, I wanted. He told me that he, like, when we started dating, he told me that he loves kids, and he, you know, he felt ready to have kids from years ago. And I'm like, okay, like, you know, it was hard. Okay, I'm back. I have to go tend to my baby. She's drinking over there. She good. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. But like, yeah, so while trying to conceive, it was hard. Like, having problems getting pregnant, not having kids, none of that makes you any less than a woman, you know? But at the time, that's how I felt. I felt less than. I felt very down, to be honest. Here I am, I'm with a guy who's great with my kids, treats them as their own. I would love to have babies with me, and I thought he was a great guy to have babies with. So it's like we're on the same page, but nothing, like, the pages ain't turning. We're on the same page, but we're like stuck. Like come on, like, time for the next page, time for the positive, like, oh, positive, I'm pregnant. Wasn't happening. So like month after month, nothing, we were still on the same page. Nothing's moving along, you know, just at a standstill. It was hard because, like, I thought it was me, and I remember crying. I remember crying. I'll be crying on his lap, saying like, yo, I don't know what's going on, you know. And then he would comfort me, and then he'd be like, you know what, don't worry, like, it could, he would say like, yo, it could be me. But I'm like, no, it's definitely me. Because when I think of trying to conceive and infertility, I always feel like, at that time, you know, I thought it was mostly like a woman's thing. Like, if a couple cannot have kids, I always kind of assume like, oh, maybe the woman is not having periods, or maybe the woman isn't ovulated, maybe like something, you know. I'm not really thinking that it could be male factor, because, you know, they say men have millions, 100 million sperm. I'm like, oh, at least one could like get in and get the egg. That's what I'm thinking, you know. So I'm thinking, like, even though my boyfriend's like, yo, eventually when like time went on, like, you know, he did say like, you know, it could be me, who knows, you know. But still, I was like, no, something happened. Like, maybe the doctor messed me up, like, you know, or maybe just I was 28 when we first started. So I'm like, to me, that's still young. He's young, so we're both a young couple, and nothing's happening. And I know infertility, like, it is, age does play a factor, especially for women. When you reach a certain age, it does become harder. But I'm thinking, like, we're both in our 20s, like, why isn't it working? When we started, we were in our 20s. I'm not in my 20s no more. I'm over that now. But that should show you how long since I was 28, you know. We were trying, and it was a long, I know that might not seem long for some people, like 2 years, but it felt every time like my period will come, it was very depressing, like, you know. And then, okay, period's done, new month, like, new hope. I'm a very hopeful person, so even though I get down, I get back up, you know. I get down, I might get sad, but I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna be just as hopeful as I was the other month. So I'm like, every month, I'm gonna be completely honest, I was very hopeful. I thought, like, deep down, I felt like this, it would be the month. Like, every month, I'm like, okay, if my period started this day, okay, so I'll calculate my due date. Like I said in my video, when I found out that I was pregnant, I had like 100 due dates, because every time, not 100, but like, because it's not 100 months in 2 years, but I had a whole lot of due dates. Like, every time it'll be a new cycle, I'll see, okay, if I get pregnant like this cycle, this month, when will the baby be born, you know? So it was a hard journey that eventually, like, when we reached the year mark, I felt like, okay, I just want to know, If I'm not able to have kids, then I'd rather just know than keep trying and being disappointed. And if I am able, there's just an issue going on, at least I know the issue so I could fix it. You know, I'm like, I just want to know what is wrong so I can work on it and I can fix it. And if it's not fixable, then all right, I rather know than just to keep being disappointed, because I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know if I would ever be able to, you know. I didn't know what the next step. I didn't know much about the trying to conceive and infertility. I honestly didn't, because like I said, my first set of twins came just like that, you know. And so I didn't know much about, I didn't know what an IUI was. I did not know much about IVF. I know that's like when it's very expensive and something to do with they take the eggs out. I didn't know much about it because I wasn't in that world, you know. I had my kids. They were natural, very spontaneous. People would be like, I remember people would ask, we got my first twin, they'd be like, oh, are they natural IVF? I'm like, natural? Like, oh, I didn't even know what IVF was. And people are like, oh, they're natural IVF. I'm like, natural, like, you know. But what does it even matter? It doesn't matter. Like, I feel like regardless, people shouldn't be asking, oh, like, you see the kids, just be happy that the kids are here. Don't be like, is it natural IVF? I guess they're just curious. But babies are babies. Like, how they get here, as long as they're here, right? But some journeys are more harder than others, and that's why I'm deciding to share this. I wasn't gonna share it originally. It was just something that I don't know why in the beginning. It's not that I felt embarrassed, but I did feel, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's a weird feeling when you feel like you're not able to have kids and you're not ready to share that yet. Like, you're trying to conceive and it's not happening. It's a weird feeling. Definitely is. Like, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed no more. But at the time, there was a time I did feel a little embarrassed. Not even just the outside world, but with my partner, because it's like, damn, like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, you know, like, and it was hard. It was definitely hard, you know. But he was supportive. Because we didn't know what the reason is, and he's the one who said it could be him, and I just kind of brushed it off because I really just thought it was me. So that's pretty much why we made the choice to go to fertility clinic, because we were trying for about a year before going. Negative test after negative test. For me, there was a lot of tears, a lot of disappointment. I felt depressed every time my period would come. I have a cousin who's also going through infertility, and she was open with me, and she was the first person that I was able to talk to freely and express my emotions, and she expressed her emotions. So in Canada, they say 1 in 6 couples struggle with infertility. So that's a high number, that like 1 in every 6 couple are having a hard time to conceive. But it's like so quiet sometimes. It can be quite lonely. Like, I would go online to those sites like Baby Center or What to Expect just to get other women's stories, you know, who was going through this, because I didn't really share it with anyone. It was just me and my partner for the longest time, going through it silently. No one knew. So until my cousin told me about her, that was the first time I actually spoke to someone about it. And that was like months after months of disappointment. And yeah, we were going through this together, and it was definitely hard, you know. Everyone has different experiences with infertility. Some women, they don't get their period. My period came like clockwork. Like, on the 28th of every month, it came, you know. Everything was like textbook, like clockwork. So I couldn't understand what was the reason. Like, what was the reason? I couldn't understand. But, you know, everyone's story is different. Some women, they don't ovulate, or some women, they don't get their periods, you know. So you could kind of point to something like maybe it's PCOS, or yeah, they have endometriosis. I'm probably butchering it. I couldn't understand why. Like, why? My period came like clockwork. I ovulated every single time. I already have a kid, so I'm like, what happened? And that would eat me up, because I just wanted to know like what is wrong so I could try to fix it. And if it's not fixable, accept it. Be straight up, you know. I'd rather know something's up. We made the choice because we both wanted to have a baby together. It was not working. We kept getting negative test after negative test. Wanted to see what was wrong and to get help if it's fixable, or, you know. And that's why we chose to go to a fertility clinic. If you want to know more about my experience going to the fertility clinic, I'm gonna make another video of just like going there for the first time and finding out like what the issue is, which was stopping us from conceiving. So I want to just say thank you so much for watching this video. If you're on a journey to get pregnant, you're going through infertility, you're pregnant, you had a baby, you're thinking about having a baby, you're just here because you're curious, you're just here because you want to pre-me. It's all good. Just like, comment, subscribe. I will be posting my whole journey. Make sure you check out my video before this, which was me finding out. I was super emotional, super like, I was a wreck, you know, because after trying for so long and getting the positive, like it was a great feeling. It was scary, but it was a great feeling. And I want to say I'm so happy that I did go to fertility clinic. I know not everyone is able to. Who calling and interrupting my video? I know I'm very fortunate to be able to go to a fertility clinic. Not everyone has that option. So I know I am fortunate to be able to. If you're going through this, you're not alone, you know. You're definitely not alone. I send you some baby dust. I hope everything works out and you get your little squishy baby and you can find peace. Thank you so much for watching.